can do number 4, discussion action on the pond property maintenance and ownership.
So, I don't know if I want to start this or you. This is why I made this. Compliment to Dan Barrett, Iron, Texas, is our new map. And as you can see, this is showing the current flood zone, and the pond is currently, where are we at? Like right in here? Back a little bit?
Well, you see where the industrial boulevard goes up?
Yeah, right here.
So right in there.
Okay, so Stephen and I have been meeting on the approximately all this land around here, which the majority is in flood zone. We maybe have a couple acres that are not in the flood zone, which would be this area over here where EMS and the fire is going. We have a little bit more right in here that's not flood. And then where the big hill that I created, Stockdale Hill, that's not flood zone. But everything else is flood zone, so.
What about going down Garrett Street? That's not in the flood zone where you come down Garrett
Just
Street?
a little piece, right?
A piece by the
Right here.
EMS, yeah.
Yep, right here, it's very little.
We had looked at that.
Yeah, or you could put a building and then parking could be in the flood, yes.
No.
So there is some value here, a couple acres maybe altogether, and approximately almost 12 acres is all of it. So Stephen and I have been talking about, okay, we did the pond, do we want to consider the city owning the pond or just maintenancing? He hired a Parks and Rec guy full-time that will just handle Parks and Recs. So him and I have been discussing what does this all look like. We also discussed, okay, if we gave them the whole 11 acres, they would give us land. And we've talked about a couple of acres that are not in the flood zone, which would be the old, Business 87, the old rodeo grounds.
Oh.
So there's 6 acres over there. We can move another industrial park over there. Market Days that has that pavilion that's still real good over there. It's good land. The only thing that's on it is going to be the water towers, which won't be a problem. Yeah.
Water well.
Is it on the other side of the water well?
The water well. The one with the
There's a
water
water
well.
well there.
There's a,
So how many acres is it when you cut out for the wells? You gotta cut some out though.
It depends on where that number 6 well is going. It's going really close to 4.
Right.
So, it wouldn't be a lot. You know, I mean, it depends on how you wanted to utilize it. That could be parking or something like that, and, you know,
Right.
as long as we still maintain the easement around it, we would be, and then be able to access it. That's the only
Right.
thing.
Well,
You
that's
know.
kind of neat, actually, that you could
Yeah.
get some parking back in
That
there.
building,
Total loss.
the building is still leased, isn't it?
Yes, but they've actually kind of, I guess, gone out of business, so they're only leasing it year to year. I believe, talking to them, that this is probably going to be their last year that they're going
is that
to lease it.
Texas?
The foundry.
Texas.
Texloy.
Texas,
That's it,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, we had a
Is there
contract
anything
with them.
left of the whole building?
Yeah, they rented it, only
Yeah.
half
I'm gonna
is when they first originally leased it. They only had half of it because your brother-in-law had the
The other
half.
half, well, the part he had was rough.
Yeah. It's rough now, but I mean, it's still standing and still, you know,
It's still, it doesn't
Yeah.
leak. Last time I was up there, there was no water. It's concrete. It can be cleaned. It's
Yeah.
rough because when they left, they poured that mold, a lot of that stuff on the floor, and that's rough.
We talk about the dance hall?
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, we used to dance them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
George
George Strait actually sang there.
15?
I think there is some, I think Stephen's working on that, because the survey's
think
on
it's
right, correct?
Right, yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
there's
the
something
survey,
in
the
question.
survey is off.
Yes.
You're talking about the one at the rodeo?
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're getting a meets and bounds survey currently, because we have to do the well anyway. They're having to do the survey for that, so we're getting a full meets and bounds survey.
This shows 15 acres. 15
Yeah, it's
acres.
much bigger than what you actually see there, so.
Okay.
And where exactly is the old rodeo grounds?
Past, I'm trying to think who you know over
Is it
there.
contiguous with that
Remember-
current park area?
No.
It's straight,
It's
you know
not.
where the big water tower is on,
Remember where Danielle Malone used to
Yeah.
live? Across the street.
Across the street.
That's the
There's an
property.
old metal building
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
yeah.
By-
So next to where that helicopter mechanic guy lives or whatever,
I don't know who that
The
is.
red place with the white fence?
Yes,
Judy Chandler's
yes.
place.
No, keep going.
It's like
On the
one,
same side, but keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
it's one, like one property off of East.
That's
right?
where the Jubilee used to be,
Oh,
when I was growing up, forever.
Already up there, arena.
Arena, everything was over there.
Yeah.
Dance hall, I mean,
what's left of it?
the dance hall,
Yeah, that will be.
yeah. And it can be, it's got some good bones.
Could it be an old dance hall again?
You could, absolutely.
That'd be
It's
pretty
not,
cool.
it's not climate
Over
control.
there,
There's the power,
In the winter then.
power back on.
Yeah.
It'd be just fine this time of year.
yeah. Anyway,
Stop came on for a second.
It doesn't really
Yeah,
show
stop
up on
it.
this view map.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, there it is.
This is
Boom.
mine, it is.
I like how the city mayor's on top of everything. Oh, you got a backlight? Boom.
We've got to fix.
Well, I think we need to talk
Oh, yeah.
about, so now you know our IDs and what we've been talking about, but,
So, going back, we can do it this way, you know, as ownership, we can do even just a contract, y'all keep the property, if, we can do a contract where, the city would maintain it, if y'all want to continue to own it as an EDC. My thing is, now that we have somebody gonna be keeping the parks nice and cut and everything, I don't wanna have a line there that we don't, an imaginary line, we don't know where it's at anyway. So it's easier to just have my guy mow it all and maintain it all, going forward. You know, not sure where y'all stand on
you
the,
know what?
We don't mind y'all mowing.
Yeah, you don't need our permission for that.
You know, if it's tall, even if you think there might be like, go ahead and mow it.
Just mow. I mean, is there a number that you think you would be comfortable to say, okay, we're gonna mow it for the next year?
we can do it year by year, if y'all want to. I don't know what y'all been paying in the past, I can look,
We've been paying $250 a month,
yeah. So, you know, just.
but would the $250 cover the 11 acres? No, that's still, we need to make a decision today.
Well, do we even, now, throwing it out there, do we care about owning it?
I don't know. I don't feel like we're ready to decide that yet. Because I feel like he needs to decide, or they, city council, what they're gonna give us. I mean, it's gotta be, it doesn't have to be an even swap, we can give them 11, they give us 6. I'm not
Right,
saying
right,
that,
whatever
but
the case is.
we're gonna be out, because even that it's in the flood zone, you can still do things in the flood zone.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be
Yeah.
without a lot of land that we need to replace, so I can keep doing what I do. And I don't think you're ready to say that yet.
And does it-
But
Yeah,
we need
Does
to
the
start
city have a
talking.
preference at this point? Not quite yet?
The idea was, it would be kind of a win-win for the city if,
That way.
it's more marketable if y'all own property outside of the floodplain,
Agreed. Agreed.
for y'all. And anything that
Sure.
the EDC does helps the city.
So y'all think about it, because we don't have to decide today, other than the maintenance of it, I think we need to make that decision today. Then maybe the couple acres that are not in the flood zone, we keep.
Yeah, that could be
Couple more
surveyed back
businesses.
out,
That's-
you know.
Is the city able to continue to stock it and do all the things that they're having to do now?
Oh, yeah.
Because, to be 100% honest, the reason we did it was because we wanted it to be done right.
Yeah.
And we wanted to stock it and keep it mowed and all those other things. I don't know right off the top of my head, but plus for the city to actually own it.
Well, the plus was always looking at the EDC about marketable,
Right,
land,
right.
for one. Number two, if it's all park and it's set as park, it's much easier
Get grants.
to, well, not that, it's easier for the city to maintain it.
Sure.
Because currently, nobody knows where that line is drawn out there in the dirt. You know, where does the city stop and y'all begin?
I can show you.
Uh-oh.
Well, we bought it. We bought Nancy Clark's place. I know where the borders are.
Well,
Well, but
if
it's
you look,
still too.
if you look on what the county shows, talking to them at the county, the county doesn't even know, because when the plat was
Plat.
done, they never got a copy of the final plat.
That was the one out of the,
That wouldn't be.
Well, what kind of all?
Gonzalez, the
Well,
surveyor.
also your surveyors back in the day, and you know this, they use different equipment. Now,
Yeah.
they are spot on, dead
Yeah.
on, and they may be 5, 10, 15 feet off inside the city limits of Stockdale. That has happened recently.
Very possible.
Really?
But this is the guy that did this was the newest one.
But
the idea is, like I said, currently, if y'all want to entertain the idea of, you know, making a swap, we can look at that, but the biggest thing for me is the maintenance. I know even on the pond pump and stuff, she's had a lot of issues, things like that. There again, if we don't mow it and we mow up to a line, everybody in town's gonna be like, well, why didn't the city mow over here?
Yeah.
You know,
Or
that's,
we may mow this week, you mow next week, it's all growing different, I mean,
yeah.
I want it to look like a nice, and I think it's a great idea.
So,
My
That's
opinion.
just like where the.
And we could
where the
do it
school
yearly.
was.
So would you take care of
Idea
the
where
fish,
that
or do
was.
I still do all
You can't
that?
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I was just asking the ladies, the city have big shredders, because when you're talking acres, that's a
We have
lot of
some,
them.
yeah, we have shredders.
Yeah, they have-
We currently
they have
two of them.
one?
Yeah.
One
Well, we have two shredders.
Oh, okay.
One very big back, the back.
One
wing.
back wing cuts.
Well, when
50 feet.
Yeah.
When they shred that, when I pay somebody to shred it, it only takes a couple hours,
Okay.
it doesn't take too long.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge one,
Okay,
so I don't think that'll,
okay.
since he's got now one person dedicated to those parks.
That's
we'll have
awesome
time.
that you were able to add someone for that, that's great. Happy to hear.
Right now, the Parks and Wildlife just got through doing a survey. We talked to all the people that was at the fishing pond. They're trying to get us on a different
Yes,
program.
yes. So they don't have, so there is a, it's called the neighborhood program.
Yeah.
They don't have room for us, but I got on the list. And then, so in the, not the winter, not when I do the rainbow trout, but when I do the channel cat, they will come stock it every 2 weeks.
But the difference is, we
For
stock
free.
with this. They stock with a foot.
Yes,
They're 12 inches.
yeah, so,
No kidding.
but they're out of, but I begged and pleaded, so he put me on the top.
How much structure are we throwing in there? How many trees did we get sunk in?
I ain't putting another one, I know, no. What,
Why?
that backfired on us.
Why? What happened?
Actually, the best thing would be PVC.
Yes,
Make
so
something
that,
out of
PVC is the best stuff you can do, because you can cut it, they can swim in, they come out, and very few, these people out here are fishing for shark. They're not thinking they're using a 90-pound test line, and they go.
They are.
15-foot rod.
Go all the way on the other side onto the dirt.
Well, shark too.
they are.
You can ask the
I
constable.
can so see that.
You're trying to catch rainbow trout. My hook is this big.
That's
And
exactly
everybody
right.
else has got a hook like that. They say, I can't catch a fish.
Yeah, they can get their lips on it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No, but
that's
if we
funny.
if we get in that family program, just like Jim says, and they also do more rainbow trout.
Yes,
They do rainbow trout 3 times. Just like last week, they dropped 1,200 in Guadalupe.
I saw that where they had that advertised. And
And they're gonna do it
over-
again in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
because that's what they call a community. And like everybody told them, we were very fortunate the day I was there. All the people fishing, none of them were local.
yeah. No,
They were from Polk, down by Gillette, and over here from other side of Laverne.
Well,
So-
a good thing is I've asked our city manager, what do you think about the pond? And his first response to me was, you didn't build it big enough. I said, oh, I love that. We could get bigger.
We could
I would love
We
that.
wanted to.
It would be amazing. Don't you agree?
We had to fight to get it there.
I know,
We
we
have
don't
to
got,
fight to get what we got.
it's a new day.
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
We have an addition now? Wing B, Stockdale Pond.
Oh, God, maybe.
But you go down there any time of the day, you go there right now, they're fishing,
Oh, yeah.
and they're catching.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing.
Do we still have catfish in it? Did they catch?
I caught one the other day about that long,
Really?
and I put him in, so I know he's
You know,
there.
with the big
Got
hook.
one, we got one in there. Well, that would help if they, of course, if you could kind of regulate. I mean, I don't care how many you catch, but if you could just catch a few. Four.
That's why I go
Park
down
ranger.
to make sure
Yeah.
that they have 5 to a limit.
Is that what it is? 5?
5. That's
We
a
can
combination.
get with guns.
That's a combination. If you get, it's 5, period.
5 fish.
5 fish.
I
If
didn't
you
know
catch
that.
4 trout and 1 catfish,
And
that's 5.
what are they, the game warden's down there quite often.
I saw the game.
Yeah.
Is he?
down there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's down there quite often.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I saw them checking the guy out the other day.
And there's no such thing as a cast net in a
Right.
stock pond.
Right.
A community.
It's illegal.
So, it's, like I said, it's up to y'all how we want to word this, or if y'all want to vote on it at all.
We'd be happy to, yeah, for a fee, whatever.
$250 monthly fee,
For the moment.
the
And of course,
maintenancing.
yeah, we have to.
Maintenance of the pond and grounds around it.
My question is, are y'all gonna start watering Central Park? Because we've lost this year about 5 trees.
So, like I said, with us having the full-time parks person, we're gonna start working on the parks and getting them back up to where they should be.
Because the thing is, trees will not live without water. And we put in a water system down there years ago. I was on the council, and it was supposed to be water. But for some reason, it quit.
Yeah.
We bought the irrigation thing, everything. It rolls out, it brings itself back.
Do we still lease out the pecans for the?
They did 2 or 3 years ago, didn't they still have somebody to lease the pecans out?
Yes, somebody, they quit leasing it because it wasn't feasible. Rodney had it leased for a long time.
Yeah, James Orange used to always have it at least
Yeah.
100 years ago. I don't know if they've done anything in the last.
It's just like, Louise, the city worked like this. Okay, the bathroom was giving us a problem. You know what they did? They gave it to the Chamber of Commerce. It really makes sense.
Give it what?
Gave all the structures.
The chamber,
That way you quit getting complaints.
That is good fixed,
Yeah,
It's
that's
been
it,
fixed. so, but he's
But
correct.
that
it's
was
been
right,
fixed.
but that was done.
I know,
it was
I know, but we're moving forward. We're moving
That's
forward.
what I'm saying.
a good day.
It's a new day.
Every
Put the
day,
pressure on Stephen, he's a
Yes.
good day.
So, do we want to do it as a yearly, and it can, I can draw something up, get it drawn up where it's yearly, and it'll, automatically renew, but there's an out for either side?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what I was kind of talking to her about, get it actually drawn up so it's completely, but it'll have the amount in there, it'll be a yearly, maintenance contract, between us. It'll automatically renew, ongoing, until EDC or the city says, hey, and we'll have to have a period of time, a 30 or 90 day, however we want to work that, either side would have to give a notice. I would
And I
say a
think-
90-day notice that they want to vacate the agreement.
Within the next few months, we should be able to hammer down for y'all the other land they may have. Do we want to keep
Yeah.
it? It'll give us a few months to at least,
Yeah.
we'll start taking care of the maintenance and then we'll get y'all.
Right now, it's not a big issue, but come spring, it's going to be an
Right.
issue.
Yeah.
I want to get it knocked out now.
Sure.
right now, it's in dormant stage.
So we need to make a motion on it, we need to vote.
I'd move that we allow the city to take over maintenance of pond and surrounding grounds for a fee of $250 a month until either party doesn't want to do that.
With an annual contract.
Then with an annual-
And we go over contract.
Second.
All right, we have a motion second to turn the maintenance over to the city for the 250. All in favor, aye?
That means you're gonna feed them too? You're gonna feed the fish too? Okay.
Yes.
I
Aw. Well, I'm sure they wouldn't mind you don't want to do it anymore?
go out and check it out. I check
Okay,
it out.
he'll report it.
He'll make sure they are. He may not do anything, but he'll make sure they are.
You couldn't keep him away from there.
I think you got a set of keys. I think, David has, I think he had a set of keys.
And we just get our feed from Mayhem.
Yeah.
We
All
might.
right, item 5 is discussion action on property at 307 West Main, Stockdale.
Okay, so, the floor is literally caving in, and we have the chamber renting it, and there's holes all the way to the ground. I mean, it's really, really bad. So I went ahead, Lynn Ray, I had him go and review it too, because he's a builder. And I had Bucky, I think is his name, which is doing all the remodeling for the city, give me a quote, and he came back at $2,700 for labor, which is about, we're gonna replace the front and the kitchen area, so the whole area other than the 2 bedrooms. And I got a rough estimate on material, he gave that to me today, $3,300. So you have a total of $6,000, because there's also joists Is that what you call it?
Right.
Probably.
Getting fed.
Yeah, he said he
Yeah.
would replace, because they're only about that far apart. That thing was real poorly built. And that's why it does so much sagging, but I looked up under there and I told him if you could go in there and get the worst spots, you know, the ones that, some of them aren't. I don't know, whoever built it didn't have tape or something, but they, you know, one of them will be real far apart and one of them will be tolerable. And he's gonna put a few in, and then it's hard for him to bid it because you don't really know, because he's gonna take the subfloor off and the old floor and then go back with some subfloor, on that.
Waterproof.
And hope he's got something to tie the joists
Exactly,
into. And
because it's nothing's gonna hit like it should on 8 foot and make it a little bit tougher.
So I'm thinking it's gonna cost roughly $6,000, but I'm asking for y'all to give me a little wiggle room in case there's some secrets that he finds, maybe, what do you think,
Yes, sir.
8?
We need to also, is that bathroom included in that?
Yeah.
No,
That's another thing, we got a water leak in there.
I think they took care of it,
They took care of it?
yes.
Because the thing is, the way how it's designed, I could not find a cutoff.
Yeah.
for that.
So, I think Josh called me last night, and he said, you know, some of the bedrooms have a little shallow. I said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix this now, and then we'll worry about the other rooms later.
yeah, because you don't wanna tear the whole floor out of it. They
Yeah.
might fall down the way it looks like it's built. Just
Yeah, let's
fix the
get
front,
this.
and then if we don't
Yeah.
do something different with it, maybe we'll have to do a bunch to the, they're not as bad as that front. The other.
Agreed. So I say we
The
just,
front part was where the business
Yeah.
was, the back part is the house.
and he also texted me last night, but it's not, you know, it's pertaining to the house, I'm gonna mention it, about purchasing the building plan. The chain doesn't like wouldn't hear it, so,
Who?
Josh, the chain.
Oh.
Buying it from us.
Fine,
I
what?
probably don't even
The house.
hear it.
Yeah.
They wanna buy the house?
Yeah,
90.
45.
I'll
I
give you
said-
45 for it.
I will
today.
too.
Yeah, right, okay, are we taking bids? I'm in.
Yeah, so I said, look, that's not gonna happen, and he wants, which it's not on the agenda, so, you know, it's whatever, but, we'll talk about it in the future, but I said, you're nowhere close to what I think they would. He said, y'all could keep the parking lot. I said, well, yeah, we're going to.
And the building probably.
And, yeah, you had a little shed in the back for 45, I should have told him that.
You should have told him I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
So I think, I don't know, with your guidance, I added up 6,000, but if y'all could give me a little up to, you think,
Like 625.
oh my gosh.
You don't know what you're gonna find.
Yes, are you, I'm okay with 8 if y'all are okay with 8.
Well, they'll probably take it, and there'll be some other things he can do when he gets in there, so.
Should we do 10? I won't spend it if I don't need to. I just don't wanna have to.
Yeah, as long, I mean, he knows what is
So,
worth it,
when
what
you
isn't,
start
so as long as
going
you're
in
talking
there
to
with
him,
corrections,
yeah.
You're gonna have to add, and
Exactly.
'Cause we may get, you know, $3,000 worth of work for 1,500, because he's already in there and it's opened up and there's the stuff right there. Whatever, so yeah, make it 10.
I'd rather have it on 16-inch centers, because the
Yeah,
ground is right now, probably on
And
14.
he's making do that when he takes that subfloor off, if it's easy for him to replace the walls, that's the time for him to do it, so,
You think 10 would be enough, Jim?
I think so.
yeah.
I'll make it.
We don't wanna spend too much
We
on our
spend
house.
up to 10,000 for the floor.
I'll second.
All right, motion and second to do the remodel for up to 10,000. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? It seems kinda high, $10,000,
It does.
$20,000 building.
That's 25% of the building.
This is a damn floor. All right, item
Buy it for
6,
what it's worth and sell it for what you think.
discussion action on nursing home.
All right, so Stephen, the city attorney, and the attorney representing Harmony Care out of New York had about a 30-minute conference call this morning that went, in my perspective, very well, because it's the first conference call we've had that everybody's on the phone. All the people that are going to help make the decisions went super well. Now it's in their hands. Now their attorney understands that, because we did a LOI, how would you call it? I'm gonna put it out here. And I'll just show y'all so you can see the visual. our LOI was supposed to just be pretty much signed. It wasn't negotiation. Well, they came back and marked it out. Everything highlighted is what they came back at us. They came back they wanted a 99-year lease. They wanted, if I don't get them a grant within 5 years, they wanted $1 million. Yeah, it was some crazy stuff. So we almost called it quit right then.
Right.
Then I spoke to, what is his name? Starts with an S. Selma or Serma or something like that, the New York attorney, and said, look, so long story short, he feels like Harmony Care doesn't understand how these kind of things work. They've never been a nonprofit. They're willing to be a nonprofit. So he feels like his direction towards them or from them to him is, we want this to work, figure out how to make it work.
Wonder where he's been, this attorney that you
He
talked
is
to.
new, didn't he? Yes, he is new, because he said that. He said, I'm late to the game here, but this is the way I understand it. And then we had our attorney on, they did the attorney lingo, which talked very well. And so when we ended up, he's going back to Harmony Care, giving the specifics.
Reasonable terms.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll go 15 years. You have to sign a performance agreement. That's not because of the EDC, that's because of USDA demands a performance agreement. So they don't understand all that. So now it's all laid out, and he said he'd have an answer to us within a week or two. And I told him, we need it quick, because I have to have the grant turned in by March 1st. So part of the grant, we're gonna need an appraisal, which is no matter, I think that's more for us, right? I think so. And then I called the architect that it will do the remodeling for that building. And so you kind of need an engineering plan, shovel ready for this grant. Well, that is gonna cost $150,000. So I called the architect and he said it's called programming and master planning. That will cost us about $10,000, a lot better. But I'm not gonna request that, it's gonna take about 30 days. I'll need something to submit to USDA. So I'll come to y'all and I'm gonna need.
And we still, with this letter of intent, we still have to come to an agreement on like the buyback price where they have $1 million.
True.
And
they know that.
Yeah, if they come back with something reasonable,
I
it's good.
think, I don't know if it was you or the city attorney said it would be market value at the time. We did tell them that today. We're not paying $1 million. That number will be the market value at the time. Or the market, no, we said the market value of the appraisal. So if the appraisal comes back at $450, we'll pay the other $150. Which there'll be lots more to talk about for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all are the decision.
6 months, and we better have new one after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the appraisal at the time. And then they asked me if the EDC would consider a buy the building. I said, absolutely.
That's fine.
Yes. I said, yes.
But then, if we bought it, would we still be moving forward with Harmony Hills?
No,
Okay.
You
no.
wouldn't have to.
Right.
Then I would
Then we look for
change it
nonprofits.
to where, to help market for a national healthcare. come here.
There are so many nonprofit
There's so many more.
nursing home operators
Yes.
that are huge.
Yes,
Lutherans
yes.
have them all.
With
all
us
the
going back and forth
denominations.
with those
have
numbers
big
and stuff, and
numbers.
you've only got till when? To
March 1st.
apply for the grant?
I'll get it.
Yeah, but you may not get that.
No.
I mean,
Oh, get this done?
this ain't,
Yeah.
the way it's been moving.
Well, he said, their attorney said, before we hung up,
So
I
when's he
said,
gonna give us back that says this is the new number instead of
He said
a
a week.
The letter of intent should be finalized in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
and then everything should move very quickly after
And I
that.
figured maybe another month on the performance agreement, to get it cleared. And then I think you said, the architect said about 30 days.
30 days for the, and I'll need that.
So
And
far,
I'll-
I'm hearing 2 months.
I know, I have 3
The
months.
3 days to play with?
Yeah,
All right.
yep.
Well, I mean, you know how slow it goes.
I
I'm just
know, well, I'm
warning
gonna push people along the way, you know how
you.
relentless I am,
Yeah.
so,
And that's one of the things.
You know-
The paperwork will be finished beforehand. You just
Right.
submitting it, putting the stamp on it, putting it in the mail, basically, you know. But
Yeah, it's just mailing stuff.
Yeah,
well, that's why this young lady behind me is a grant writer.
Oh, awesome.
So, she has, been helping me along the way.
Oh, okay.
You know, so, I mean, I don't think we're all too keen about harmony care, but what I told our attorney is, I don't have anybody else saying, I wanna come. I have nobody. Nobody wants to come to Stockdale, Texas, right now. I'm not saying in 2 years they won't, or a year. Doesn't mean even if we buy the building, that I'm not gonna still go after this grant. It just won't be for harmony. It'll be to entice a national nursing home facility. Or, like I was telling her today, it doesn't have to be a nursing home. That's what we want, that's what the town wants, that's what the city council wants. But it could be a medical center,
Or assisted
and half
living.
assisted living, half medical.
Isn't that what it was before?
Not really, it's always been a nursing home, there
It
was
was a
no
nursing
assisted living there.
You know, it's kind of like chicken or the egg though, because each one of them wants a pharmacy. A pharmacy helps to get a nursing home, a nursing home helps
Well, I'm
to get
working
a
on that,
pharmacy.
I need to call, but there's one maybe coming.
And some will deliver. I mean,
Yeah, well, a lot of
they
them will.
deliver now, so it's not
I
kind of
need to get
issue
up
as
there.
it once was.
Yeah. And, you know, she's starting a medical facility down on Main
Put a
Street.
pharmacy
Yeah.
there.
She could, I told her, if this one doesn't work out, there's something for you, you
It's
know?
picking up. They're still getting boxes almost every other day at the nursing home.
I know, you know what they are.
Yes, they're all COVID. I check it,
Yeah.
make sure it's not equipment.
COVID stuff?
I open the door and stuff it in there. There's probably 30 boxes in there.
Yeah, there was a bunch in there that day.
They deliver all the time, isn't it?
Yeah. And how long is the business that they've been in?
What are they, test kits or what?
Yeah, and they're all expired. Every one of them. I love it.
But by golly, they got them delivered.
Yeah.
Well, they're using them for their
UPS
floor.
said that.
Well, one time there was about 5 boxes outside.
Yeah, as I see them, I
That's
put them all
crazy,
in.
man.
And otherwise, they're gonna end up on the street, trash, somebody will drag them off.
Department of
See if the
Government
doctor's office can
Efficiency.
do that.
But they're
all
expired.
expired. The ones I've seen. And I thought, well, if it's equipment, I'll mail it back to, or, you know, send it back, postage due or whatever, but now it's just been all COVID stuff.
If it's masks and stuff like that.
No, I haven't seen any of that.
It's just the COVID test kits, and
Oh.
talking to Harmony when we were on the phone, remember they said that they don't have anything to do with that, that's a whole other.
It's from before,
Yeah.
I'm
From
sure.
the government.
Somebody's insurance getting charged for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours, the tax.
Come on, Elon. Come on, Elon.
So we don't need to take any action on this nursing home?
No, I don't think, can you think of
Just an update, yeah.
Yeah, just an update, but I will say, I mean, it was a positive conference call this morning. I felt good about it. Because today was gonna be the day that I was done, if I didn't get warm and fuzzy. And I got warm and fuzzy, so I'm glad it was a little bit longer.
Okay, our next item is gonna be administrative report.
Oh, a few things for you. So, which will be on our next meeting. Stephen has, or the city has a program that the city pays for. And I made each of y'all copies, just so y'all can get an idea.
Would you like homework?
Yes, get right on it, today's. Review. So this report probably, what, 10 pages long? Would you say? But a lot of it's confidential, so I just did the chart for y'all. So
The non-confidential.
the non-con, yeah, it says a snapshot of the annual sales tax revenue, which is amazing for me, that it really helps me see month to month what we're doing, where we're going, if we're slowing down, what business is struggling. And I think what Stephen is wanting, which we'll do it on the next meeting, is either we share that cost. It's about $2,500 a year. It's not much.
The idea was to share it.
What are we sharing the cost on? I don't think we ever said.
This, the 10-page report.
Okay,
So this is independently done,
Yes.
the 10-page
Yes.
report.
It's super good. It's what I've needed for a long time.
Does it have some demographics with it?
yes, it does.
Okay.
It's really,
It's
So we
really,
yeah.
could on our webpage then have our own data.
Yes.
Because that's one thing.
Specific to Stockdale.
So some of it would be able to be shared, but of course, some of it is not because it's specific. It goes down to specific to each and every individual business in
It
town.
does.
So we can't share anything like that because it actually shows each individual account and everything, what they're paying and how much they're making and everything.
But they provide
By
that
name.
to cities, huh?
No, but the demographics
Well, we
are
wanna
good.
pay for it.
Bring in businesses.
Well, there's not a lot, it's not public information that the city has, or that we have, according to the law. You can-
Yeah, there's not a lot, but there is some areas that you can redact. So,
So the
And-
total sales for 2023 was 338,160. For 2024, they're 383,339. So I take it as we're moving up. It's getting better. So I like seeing that. Just kind of want to give you, y'all can take that with you so you can kind of look over it when you have time. That will be at our next meeting. Next meeting, which I'm going to discuss with y'all, if you can look at your calendars when you have a second. Of course, Christmas is next week, so I won't make anybody do that, but I really need another meeting the next week. Because I have a new grant submitted that I need to get in front of y'all. Possibly, without going into great details, we may have an open board position. I think that's it. And then I've helped Stephen with we got the bridge fixed at the park and the front entrance. I didn't give you the number.
no,
Yeah. I know
How's,
that.
how's the interest coming to the park?
That's what, I need to give you the number. He's already gotten the quote.
yeah, how's it gonna look?
Yeah. No,
Amazing.
how is it going? Because I've
Yes.
seen the fence down for
Yeah.
months.
It's
Yeah,
about to
we're
get
working,
started.
it's all been approved,
Yes.
moving forward. He jumped on the, bridge first because it was something that was quick and easy for him.
Oh, yeah, it's neat.
And,
That's there too.
yeah, I mean, it was to the fact that we shut it down, we closed the bridge because it was a safety hazard, so.
But send him to that little bridge on Clifton Branch when he gets through here, maybe he can finish that for the state. God, that's been a joke.
What is that, 87?
Yeah. I told their engineer day before yesterday that in my better day, that me and two helpers could have built that bridge in 6 months. And he said, well, they got a suspension of work or something, and I told him, I don't want to hear the story.
But
But
the
then
thing
they-
is, most of those people can't read or move. It's
Well-
like 123. They're gonna have to pour another 4 inches. You know how high that pavement's gonna be?
Oh, it's so stupid.
It's still out
And,
there.
and I'm sorry, but I have a young daughter who's
Exactly.
wanting to drive to Seguin, and I'm like, I can't let you go to Seguin.
Yeah, that's why I told their engineer, I said, I'm kin to most people that in this county, and believe it or not, and if I don't make this phone call and tell you to get someone over there to bring them barricades out where it splits, because the car went head on into the wrong traffic the other day, and you're hung, because they can't get out.
No.
It's just a funnel, and I said, and if somebody gets killed tomorrow, and I didn't make this call, then I will always say, I should have made that call. I said, I got kids and family and everything drives that. I said, get some, and they did, but then 2 days later, they're run over again. That's the biggest joke up there.
And they're doing the close down and doing one way without flaggers.
Yeah,
How is that humanly possible?
yeah. Oh,
Do y'all want me to, I did go to the city council meeting, do you want me to update you on just kind of their agenda items, so you know? What got approved? The rodeo arena is owned now, again, by the city, not the chamber anymore, that was approved. They are fixing the Sarah Bain Library, the roof, $16,000 got approved for that.
Good.
The city, goes to a Texas Department for the ownership. We're trying to get the Main Street owned by the city, not the state. Real easy.
Main Street and.
Remember when I tried to do that?
What's the Main Street?
Main Street, Main
No,
Street,
Main Street, the street itself.
the street itself, to be
Oh.
owned by the city.
Oh,
Remember
yes.
when we
So
fought that and
Right.
banks didn't want it?
I do have good
So we're
news on that so far.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'm here.
So, I went to a guy that I worked with in, the San Antonio office, and he's gotten everything over to me to get the paperwork started, and he said he don't see a problem with it. So,
Question. So somebody told me today, he's not here. So if you own Main Street, you have to own Business 87. I didn't think that was correct. I don't think you're right. So it would just be me. Amazing. That's pretty good. That's a big deal for us.
It's like, Laverne, they only bought the
Yes,
downtown.
you should on your Main Street. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So they-
because
But
the
we
city
tried
has
to
the
do
power
that,
to do whatever.
whatever
they want.
Remember, we tried to get that done.
And the guy at the state
Yes.
told Jennifer it's not a problem.
Not a problem, I just couldn't get,
We just couldn't get them to do it. but-
That wasn't a
couldn't
problem.
get the city to.
Okay, do you want to meet Monday the 30th or like?
Hold on, let me finish this, then I'll do it. Discussion to approve the bridge over the city park, which has already gotten done. Repair, which is the new building the city just bought.
Got it.
They did some repairs in that building for $11,000, that got approved. And some rehab on a well, that was approved, the water well, and some software, cloud permit, that got approved now.
So well, one on top of the hill or the first one?
Three.
Three. This is one, I guess. And
I
then
think this
two
is
of
one, and then two's at the very front, and three is this one.
Okay, give me the date again.
Either December 30th or January 2nd. That's the last week, first week, January.
When are when's your next city council meeting? Because it's,
Sixth, I believe, let me look.
I'd like it to have it before the next city council
I
meeting,
think
because
it's the sixth, let me look.
if we have boards changing, I'll need to get city council approval.
Who's getting off?
I can't tell you.
Getting off this board?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe
Yes,
January
it's the
2nd.
sixth.
They haven't told you yet, Jason?
No one check in with me.
They didn't tell me I was having to go.
Flashback.
Yeah.
Y'all meet at 6:30?
7.
So,
So New Year's, and why not meeting on the second? New
No.
Year's Day, not
I don't
happening.
think
The
any of us
second
wants to
would
see
be
you
the
on the
second day
second.
after New Year's Day. You got a day to recoup that.
That's true. I don't know, I need typically a couple days.
She's gonna need the least of the third.
Yeah, so what was our other option? December 30th or
Yeah.
something?
That Monday.
I hate Mondays.
What is it? You're
Well,
talking
there's
about the next
Friday.
meeting?
Yeah, Friday the 3rd. That sounds better.
That sounds better, Friday
No,
the 3rd?
Friday's easier.
I know. People,
Or Monday the 6th. Just meet earlier in the day.
so the same day as the city council meeting? What'd you
I
say?
go back to work on the 6th.
You go back to work? Yeah, I don't want to.
then Spurs go out of town, we really have to work. Rodeo.
Yeah, it's coming up quick too.
JC, do you have any time off in December?
Christmas.
Started today.
Back in December. So I'm guessing, what do y'all think, the 31st would be the better day? Are you off then, JC?
The
Oh,
31st,
that is.
yeah,
How about Monday? The day before.
the 30th.
We all don't like Mondays, but I'm thinking that's just the better. So that means you and I have to get that agenda
New
out.
Year's Eve?
No, the 31st is New Year's Eve.
Probably by Monday or Tuesday next week.
Monday
It'll
the
be a short
30th.
agenda again, so it won't. But we
What time? What time are we talking
Can
about?
we?
72 hours before was like,
Yeah,
or the 26th.
but we're all gonna be
Oh,
out.
holidays,
Yeah, yeah. So
What time?
it's up to y'all. I like it,
Not early in the morning.
no.
3 o'clock?
6 o'clock in the morning.
No.
What do you want, 3? You want noon? You want 11? You want 10?
Anytime after lunch.
Well, I'm probably gonna stay for the city council meeting, so that makes for a long day for
We
me.
don't care.
I
Let's
know.
do it.
So you're doing it on the 6th?
Sometime in the afternoon.
Oh, that's true, the 30th, you're right.
See,
Okay,
30th.
okay, I'm mistaken.
I don't care, whatever time, if Monday's good for everybody, and after lunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't care, not after 4.
Let's do Monday at, 3?
3?
Yep. So then that.
Sounds good to me.
Well, and shit, we shouldn't have a whole lot of stuff to
We won't.
do.
Yeah, I gotta do the grant applicant.
You can't be here? Why?
None other appointments.
At 3?
You
What
can't
time
be
would
here.
work for you?
I could do 4,
Or how about earlier? Anything
2
else?
o'clock.
Oh, let's do 2.
Let's
All right, 2 o'clock.
Can I ask a quick question? I hate to intrude on the meeting, but does anyone know of anyone who can do bee removal fast? My roofers are getting attacked by bees.
Did you say beavers?
Bees.
Bee
Oh.
Bee removal, Levi Service.
Yes.
I think I told them I texted his wife and she hasn't responded to me. I fire station, no one was there.
Yeah, they're beavers here in North.
Yeah, they're just chasing them around.
First bedroom, the bedroom,
Uh,
first bedroom, the bedroom.
How'd you know?
They've been there.
Yeah, they're coming in through a crack in the,
Yeah, yeah.
where the cross is up
There's
on
tower
top.
over here.
There was 5 pipes in the very back. that we pulled
I
out.
thought she said beaver removal on Maine. I was like,
The lady had time, but I was the only thing, needs some help with some bees, are you available?
I'm
At least you used to get them, you don't get them no more?
No, that's what it is.
Beavers?
The easiest way to get those is just like we got them out of Glen Waste Building, you take the wall out from the inside.
Yeah, I remember when a
We
weight.
do it at night, and then you take them
Just
all
get
out.
a pump up sprayer with some soap.
Yeah, mix some,
Dawn dishwasher.
Dawn.
Okay, the problem is, it's up at the very top,
It's very tough.
where the crosses are, at the top, and they're going in the concrete through the,
It's just a
so you
crack.
can see the
all it
bees,
is.
yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
They've been going through there.
you know, they did that, I had a guy come out to the house and remove the bunch that was getting in the fireplace here just 3 or 4 months ago. He was from Floresville, I can get his number,
Okay,
so I can get it to you.
thank
well,
you.
why don't we adjourn? And then she's got something to ask you. Because I'm done with mine.
We need a
Motion.
Have you concluded, Jennifer?
I think so.
Yeah.
You're good at motions.
Okay, thank you.
I move we adjourn.
All right.
So, about the